Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. The topic we are going to handle now, the discussion will be on knowledge is within you. So that is the topic for this morning's discussion. The knowledge is within you. So we will discuss briefly on knowledge. We know, we claim we are knowledgeable, we have knowledge. In many ways, we claim that we have acquired some knowledge. Yes, you have acquired some knowledge by the process of your progress in life's limited, bounded sphere. There is very chance to earn some knowledge, to gain some knowledge, no doubt of it. And everybody, in the any field of life, wherever he is working, whatever he is doing, he is gaining some experience. Of course, this knowledge through experience, maybe practical or theoretical, he is gaining. But now we are going to quote everything from Mother and Sri Aurobindo, how really they have gained the knowledge and what is their explanation on knowledge. In aphorism, Sri Aurobindo quotes, we will come to the topic from in the concluding portion while describing Mother's explanation. Now we will go little forward to know what really this knowledge is. We'll take a couple of things from Sri Aurobindo's aphorisms. Here in the course, there are two allied powers in man. There are two allied powers in man, knowledge and wisdom. Most of the time, wrongly we interpret that we have a wisdom, but even they lack the idea of knowledge. They don't know what knowledge is. Anyway, two allied powers in man, that is knowledge and wisdom. Still in the course, knowledge is what is knowledge and what really this wisdom is meant. Knowledge is so much of the truth. Knowledge is so much of the truth seen in the distorted medium as the mind arrives at by groping. Mind arrives at by groping in a distorted atmosphere medium, that is knowledge. Everything concerned to the mind struggles and tries to acquire knowledge, that is what. But wisdom is totally different. What is the eye of the divine vision sees in the spirit, that is totally different. Here the knowledge is wholly way concerned with the mind and the mental activity and the mental struggle in a distorted medium, where mind reaches the truth in the distorted medium where mind arrives by groping. But so far this wisdom is concerned, it is what the eye of the divine vision sees in the spirit. Eye of the divine vision seen in the spirit. Everything is seen in the eye of the divine vision and in the spirit's luminous eye, what has been seen, experienced, that is wisdom. Again, Sri Aurobindo goes little forward next in his next aphorism. Inspiration is a slender river of brightness. Inspiration is a slender river of brightness leaping from a vast and eternal knowledge. From knowledge emerging the inspiration. Inspiration is a slender river of brightness leaping from the vast and eternal knowledge. It exceeds reason. This inspiration exceeds reason more perfectly than reason exceeds knowledge of the senses. So, reason exceeds knowledge, and second time inspiration exceeds this reason. So everything is actually, we can go simultaneously. We can find knowledge of senses is exceeded by the reason, and this reason is much perfectly exceeded by the inspiration. This inspiration is a slender river of brightness leaping from a vast and eternal knowledge. Not ordinary knowledge, vast and eternal knowledge. Again, Sri Aurobindo goes for next, little bit forward we have seen on the next aphorism. When I speak, the reason says, this I say. When I speak, Sri Aurobindo quotes, when I speak, the reason says, this will I say. But God takes the word out of my mouth and lips and say something else at which reason trembles. Nothing for the reason to when the God decides and God sanctions everything, when God does everything, their region fails because near the God's omnipotent vision and eye, your mental region is totally insufficient. Against Sri Aurobindo quotes, I am not a jnani, for I have no knowledge except what God gives in His work. Everything what I am bestowed with, everything has come from the God. He has given me for His work. That's what I know. That knowledge I have, but I am not a jnani. How am I to know whether what I see be the region or actually? Because what really the God has given me, explained me, and it which is actually appropriately helpful in his performance, helpful in performing his work. That's what I have gained. I don't know. I am not a jnani. Nay, it is neither for the thing seen is simply true, neither fully nor reason. Nothing is very much clear to me because this is the reason, this is the knowledge that it has been bestowed upon me by the divine for his for the fulfillment, accomplishment of his work. Again, we are going little bit forward. We know in education, mother has clarified nothing can be taught, all is within. So just imagine nothing can be taught, all is within. So this from this we can have a bright example how mother is exempling and explaining the thing. Truth is really within, knowledge is within you. That's what a very small clarification from the mother. There is one thing certain about the mind and its working. Mother quotes initially in the very first sentence. There is one thing certain about the mind and its working. It is that you can understand only what you already know in your own inner self. What you know in your own inner self, that only you can understand. What strikes you in a book is what you have already experienced deep within you. Because see, this is equal to mc square, that the theory of relativity. This theory you have not read it in this board. Maybe a couple of births ago also you have gained it. So it has been stored in the inner self. So what strikes you in a book, when you read it, you try to understand it, you try to mug it, swallow it. It is already not that you are doing, because it is already there. It is stored. It has been experienced. It has been read. It has been gathered well inside you. What strikes you in a book is what you have already experienced deep within you. That has been already experienced. Everything of the inner view in your inner self. Men find a book or a teaching very wonderful. Well, most of the times, yes, I can understand. Yes, I have known. Yes, sometimes I have heard. Sometimes I have read. This is very much clear to me. So, Mother quotes, men find a book or a teaching very wonderful, and often you hear them say, that is exactly what I myself feel. This is exactly what I myself feel and know, but could not bring it out or express it as well as it is experienced here. Because you are in a seminar, or you are attending a class, or in some conference, you are sitting or reading to yourself, and then everything is wonderfully, it is not at all a new thing for you. You are familiar with it. It pleases you. Then you see, okay, I know it very well, but thing is that I have not expressed it here. So that is that wording I will quote it again. This is exactly what I myself feel and know. Exactly, I know what you are teaching, what you are reading, what you are expressing, what you are conferencing. That I feel and know, but could not bring it out or express it as well expressed here. When man comes across a book of true knowledge, comes across when they read a book of true knowledge, each finds himself there, and every new reading is discovers things that he did not see in the past. Because most of the things you are going to learn it from the conference or class, from the anywhere, it for the very first time. It opens to him each time a new field of knowledge, because they are unfamiliar, they are going to learn. So if everything seems to them very much field of knowledge unfamiliar, it opens a new each time a new field of knowledge that had till then escaped him in it. but that is because it reaches layers of knowledge that we are waiting for expression. This on a height, really this knowledge was awaiting for expression, and in the subconscious in him, in either in his subconscious or awaiting for expression in the subconscious in him, the expression has now been given by somebody else. It was awaiting in the subconscious on a height, it was awaiting, and now this expression or explanation you are just now listening or getting from somebody else, by somebody else, and much better than he could himself have done it. So he maybe he has got his limiters, he could not express it, but actually it was waiting in the subconscious, and somebody has done it well. But one expressed, he immediately recognizes it and feels that it is the truth. He never ponders, he never gets confused, because he knows, it is the thing I know. I feel I could not have explained it properly, but thing is that it is not, it is, I am well, I am not, it is not alien, foreign to me, I know it. The knowledge that seems to come to you from outside is only on an occasion for bringing out the knowledge that is within you. The true knowledge, it is there within you, but you are getting the knowledge from outside. It is waiting in the subconscious. Till then, you know it. It is stored within you. It is well in within you. But thing is that you don't know. You feel it is coming only from outside. But thing is that mother course, everything is well confined, well contented in you. That is what a knowledge. On education, mother tried to explain beautifully that nothing can be taught, all is within. So the teacher's duty, he is a friend, philosopher, and a guide. So, and to bring it out, it is not an easier task, it needs a lot of yoga. So mother's explanation on teachers ought to be yogi. So here we are going to have few quotation, few lines from Sri Aurobindo's knowledge, how largely he has expanded the term knowledge. Sri Aurobindo quotes, when we have passed beyond knowings, then we shall have knowledge. Most of the time we claim we have got our degree, university degree, highest degree, PG, MPhil, PhD. In many ways we boast of our knowledge, but the thing is that mother Sri Aurobindo quotes, it is a vague term, and when we have passed beyond knowings, past beyond knowings, then the really we will have the knowledge. What men call knowledge is a rigid acceptance of false appearances. Whatever we see, we feel, we know, that is a vague term. It is on the only on the surface. It is not the. It is imperfect, not fully accomplished one and a fully perfected one. So what men call knowledge is a rigid acceptance with rigid acceptance of the false appearances. Then what is the real, actually, what is the real knowledge? What the soul sees and experienced, it knows, that it knows. Soul, nothing relates to mind, life, and vital. Body, mind, life, and the body. So thus what the soul sees and experienced. Soul has come for the two purposes: one to experience, and second to progress, grow and progress and develop. So the soul sees and has experienced, that it knows. The rest is appearance, prejudice, and opinion. What it sees, soul sees and experience, that only it knows, that is only truth. And the rest are appearance, prejudice, and opinion. Knowing need not be always a mental knowledge. Whatever we are knowing, everything need not be a mental knowledge. It is not result of related to the reasoning mind. There is nothing that can be known, here in the course, with 100% certainty, he assures. There is nothing that can't be known. And then again, what about the supreme knowledge? Even we don't have the ordinary surface knowledge, but the thing is that many occasions people are interested, even sadhakas are interested to go deeper within and know the supreme knowledge during the course here. The consciousness of union with the divine, and the consciousness of union with the divine is for the spiritual seeker the supreme knowledge. Consciousness of union with the divine for the spiritual seeker, that is the supreme knowledge. consciousness with the divine, that union of the divine, consciousness of the union of the divine for the spiritual seeker, that is the supreme knowledge. Against here in the course, total knowledge. It is in the total knowledge that all knowing becomes one and indivisible. No, it is in the total knowledge. Because we what we have acquired is the fragmented knowledge. So, in the total knowledge, that all knowing becomes one and indivisible. And against here in the course, nothing in the world can be comprehended by itself. Nothing in the world can be comprehended by itself, but only by which it is beyond it. So, if we would know all, we must turn our gaze to that which is beyond all. Because we are limited, we claim we know, and this confines, this short sightedness, it has actually kept us in a cage. We have been imprisoned in a cage. But when we would know all, we must turn our gaze to that which is beyond all. So for that you try to do something like this. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, when knowledge is fresh in us, it is invincible. When knowledge is fresh in us, it is invisible. When it is old, it loses its virtue. So try to make your knowing and knowledge fresh as much as it is fresh, so that it will be invincible. Then eternal knowledge and eternal perfections here in the quotes. The lotus of eternal knowledge and the eternal perfection is a bird closed and folded up within us. Again, here in the course, it has no end. Knowledge is progressive. Again, here in the course, and metaphysical knowledge. Metaphysical knowledge has its place, but as a handmaid to the spiritual experience. Then what is the real source of knowledge? Not book, not experience like this. So where really this true source of true knowledge is there? Because whatever we have experienced is a fragmented knowledge, but the true source of knowledge, real source of knowledge, is the Lord in the heart. What about the all knowledge here in the course? It is only the supramental that is all knowledge. We don't know, I don't know. In this present scenario at this juncture of time, which is who knows the all knowledge? It is only the supramental that is all knowledge. Be not deceived by ignorance, be not deceived by knowledge. Both deceive you. That is their characteristic. You know, ignorance you hate and knowledge you praise. But thing is that it is also a fragmented one. Human knowledge throws a shadow on the conceals that conceals it himself the globe of truth from its own subject. But a divine knowledge embraces opposite truths and reconciles them. That is the difference between human knowledge throws a shadow that conceals, but a divine knowledge embraces outside truths and reconciles them. That is the thing. All knowledge is open to the misunderstanding, that is really language. And finally, in the last phase of our discussion, we are going for the little bit, will focus upon the wisdom really. And because you know already I have quoted in couple of occasions, somebody came to meet the mother. In his visiting card, he wrote and told the guard that some knowledgeable person or some wise person and some knowledgeable person wants to meet you. Immediately, mother reads and speaks out. In this world of ignorance, where this wise man came from? Anyway, this is a great thing, and a couple of lines only, one or two lines I will quote on wisdom. Here in the quoted, the highest and widest thing is the wisest. And here we are really finding it very difficult to define. Already we have seen in the soul's vision, sight of the spirit, what we really find. That is wisdom, and here in the course. The wise are not always or fully wise. Still, a lot of things to go. Wisest and highest and widest thing is the wisest, you know. But what is the point? How can we define that highest is this much and widest is this much? Because after the highest, still height is there. After the widest, still breadth is there. Even after you, somebody has suppose in the spiritual track He has passed 100 trillion steps. After 100 trillion steps, also there are steps. So, love of God, charity towards men is the first step towards perfect wisdom. Two things are there. Love of God, charity towards men, that is the first step towards perfect wisdom. And then Sri Aurobindo quotes, the highest and widest thing is the wisest. Even the profoundest and surest political instinct is not wisdom. Even the profoundest and surest political instinct is not wisdom. And in the final page, we know the words of the supreme wisdom are expressive only to those who are already the wise. Because those people who are already the wise, you can't know who are already the wise. Even most of the times in ashram, in the early phase of time during the mother's physical presence, you can see so many were there whom it was described. They were something like brilliant girls with a name so and so, positioned so and so. We have already understood and we have seen. So this knowledge we must have, that is the inner knowledge. Everything is in within you. Anyway, it is time to have a break. Bande Mataram.